What's going on, guys? This is Dave Heilman, a.k.a. Dynasty Dorks, and this is the SGPN Fantasy Football Podcast presented to you by WynnBET. WynnBET is now available in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET has what you need to win. If you bet $100, you're going to get $100 at WynnBET.com or download the WynnBET app and start winning today. State restrictions apply. We're also brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Final Four Watch Party. April 1st, 7:30 p.m., SGP will be at the Ice House in Los Angeles, so come hang out with the crew. All the info at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/icehouse. So everyone, rookie drafts are around the corner. The NFL draft is around the corner, and we're going to talk about the 101. We're going to specifically go with each draft spot and talk you through this and do a mini series here. So today we're actually going to start the 101, and let's get straight to it. 101, there's a lot of players to consider here.
Well, let me scroll down here.
Yeah, you might want to scroll down a little bit.
At the 101.
Yeah, it's the real conversation here is if you're a wide receiver needy team, if you're a rebuilding team, or you're a quarterback needy team, what do you consider here at the 101? And I'm telling you, 90% of you, maybe 95% of you should just trade the pick because you can get so much value for it. Is Jahmyr Gibbs close to Bijan Robinson? Probably not. But if you can get Jahmyr Gibbs plus, or you can get, just depends on what that plus is. And, the quarterbacks, like I said, if you are good at running back, or you don't want a running back and you want to get, a quarterback, don't take him at 101 when you can obviously trade back. And my suggestion is to write down, these are the three quarterbacks or two quarterbacks I'm okay with, and don't trade back. So far, you're not going to get them.
Yeah, the value you're getting out of the 101, you have to look at that right now, especially if you're at the 101, either you got lucky and you traded for it, or your team is in the dumpster. And by the time your team is relevant 3 years down the road, Bijan may or may not be at the value that he's at right now. So I think you just take the opportunity to cash out right now, add a ton of pieces based on what you get out of him right now. And there we go. That's what I was looking for. Is that view okay? I hit the wrong button when I was trying to mute it.
Yeah. Well, why is it giving me the 108? Let's let the computer have that pick.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Well, we're back on the clock here. So recap the first round: Bijan Robinson 101, Bryce Young at 102, CJ Stroud 103. This is a super flex format. Jahmyr Gibbs at 104, Jackson Smith and Jigba 105, Anthony Richardson 106, Jordan Addison 107, Will Levis 108, Quentin Johnston at 109, Zach Charbonnet at 110, Michael Mayer 111, Kayshon Boutte at 112. Anything stand out in that first round, Brad?
No, I think it's pretty clear. The Richardson and Levis, we start to see that transition happen with ADP now that the combine is done. So I think that makes sense. I love, again, that Zach Charbonnet at 110. It's a pretty standard, I guess. The one maybe surprise you could say is Kayshon Boutte in and out the first round. That's the first time I've seen him in the first round in mocks. So that might be the only real surprise I've got right now.
So we got the 201 spot. There's a few guys that I'm considering here. And, draft capital is going to change a lot of things. My rankings are not going to be flip-flopped because of landing spot. I think that's how you can, miss out on guys like Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown, or even last year where people picked Treylon Burks over Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave because they go with that, like, short-sighted mindset of, like, this is a good landing spot. Really, is it? And situations change. Talent's not going to change. And so I'm going to stick to my board. But if I have three guys in the same tier and one of them gets drafted at the 115 and the other one gets drafted 315, yeah, I'm going to take the guy drafted with first round draft capital. So who would you consider who's top of your board?
Yeah, so right now top of my board is Zay Flowers or Jalen Hyatt. So
Zay Flowers, do it.
That's it, right? So. And I think this is good combination when you're looking at from just an overall draft perspective as well. Now you're adding at every position, right? You're at the 101 because your team is bad. You need to add depth everywhere. We've already talked about trying to trade out of that 101, and now you add Zay Flowers at the wide receiver position, I think you're in a pretty solid spot there.
Yeah, I love that. Was 100% my guy. I would have had him, probably closer to that 108 than 201. Josh Downs, 202. Jalen Hyatt, 203. Cedric Tillman, 204. Devon A-Chain at 205. Sean Tucker, 206. Zach Evans, 207. Tank Bigsby, 208. Hendon Hooker, 209. Dalton Kincaid, 210. Kendre Miller, 211. Tyjae Spear, 212. Brad, who do you got on top of your board here?
So here I'm looking at another running back. There's a couple that I really like here, and that's going to be between Chase Brown and Izzy Abanikanda. I like both of the skill sets there. Both have some speed to them. Both had very productive college careers. So I'm kind of looking at one of those guys right here. I'm not a huge fan of the wide receivers at this spot. When you look at Marvin Mims, Rashee Rice, who else is out there? Rakim Jarrett. I like Rakim Jarrett. I just want to wait a little bit longer. It's a little early for me. Same thing with guys like Xavier Hutchinson, so on and so forth.
I'm on the same exact page, and this is some good value for running backs. There's even some running backs second round I really, really like, but I was same page. Marvin Mims would have been my top receiver on the board, but I like Izzy and Chase Brown here, and whoever gets drafted higher, I'll probably take. You can take who you want.
We're just gonna go Izzy.
Yeah, both those guys had 20-plus catches last year. Izzy had 20 touchdowns. Chase Brown had about 400 touches. Just studs. I thought those guys had really good combines. And, I'm thinking those guys are probably not going to be available at 301 in your drafts in May.
Yep.
So Abanikanda at the 301, Rashawn Johnson at 302, Kenny McIntosh 303, Darnell Washington 304, Tanner McKee 305, Rashee Rice at 306. It was Stenson Bennett 307. Gross.
That's gross.
Marvin Mims 308, Chase Brown all the way at 309. That's great value. Rakim Jarrett 310, Xavier Hutchinson 311, Luke Musgrave 312.
All right. So same thing here. There's a guy I really like here that I'm totally fine taking at the 401 if he's available. Most of you are probably only in 3-round rookie drafts. So this guy might be out there on the waiver wire if you're feeling froggy. And my personal pick here, I know we're going to have a difference here because I think I know who you're going with, but I'm going to go with my man Parker Washington, wide receiver for the Penn State Nittany Lions. I just think the upside and the hands are there. We've seen him with some good contested catch ability as well. So I think he's a guy that can really fit into that chain mover type of role. Not huge touchdown upside, but just able to move the chains and get some targets and receptions. And you're looking for that type of thing at this point. Like, who can be a plug and play guy that could give me a little bit of upside in the long term?
Yeah, for me, I'm going with a starting running back, and Eric Gray.
I knew it.
I would consider Debo McBride here, but Eric Gray for me is the clear cut. You're looking at something you want upside. I think Parker Washington's going to be a good player. I just personally don't think he's going to be this, big fantasy football producer based on, not having a whole lot of touchdowns, doesn't profile as a wide receiver one. And Eric Gray's the kind of guy that could go to the right spot. And next, he's a starting running back, and you're getting him at the 401, and you're able to flip him immediately for a 2024 second round pick.
Yeah, I like that. I knew that's who you wanted to talk about. That's why I didn't talk about him. We're going to go with that because I get it. It makes sense. This is a guy who could end up with 3rd or 4th round draft capital and get in a position where he's at least splitting time right off the bat. So I get it. And there's a very good chance, like I said, you go into the 4th round, you've got Parker Washington still available, and it looks like he is because there was a huge run on the tight end position here in the 4th round. For some reason, plus a couple more quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, and I definitely don't want to sound like I'm trashing him because I would take him over half of this round. Zach Kuntz is very interesting. He literally had a perfect RAS score, the best RAS score since keeping it at tight end position. He's just – it could be a great workout guy and doesn't turn out, but he is definitely someone that people are interested in. Will Mallory was very interesting. Sam Laporta, that was weird that he was like the 9th tight end off the board.
Yeah.
And then Tucker Kraft. But yeah, interesting to see the late flyers on some of the quarterbacks. Tune put up a ton of numbers at Houston. He's an interesting guy. And then Jay Kaner could be, this year's Brock Purdy.
Maybe. You never know.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys checking this out. We do want to say thank you again to the sponsors of the show, WynnBET. Thank you so much. It's the official online sportsbook of the Sports Line Podcast Network. WynnBET is now active in Massachusetts and a ton of other states. Be on the lookout for WynnBET Win Hour each Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern. During WynnBET Win Hour, marquee games of the week will have better odds on WynnBET, giving you a larger payout opportunity. And March Madness is here, so many ways to bet on the big dance. Sign up today and receive a special offer. Bet $100, get $100. It's limited state availability. And, of course, for our DGens only, if you hit the biggest long-shot parlay of the week, you get $1,000 free credit. There's so much to choose from. All you have to do is head over to WynnBET.com or download the WynnBET app. Your offer subject to change, terms and conditions at WynnBET.com. Must be 21 or older or present in a state where play through WynnBET is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-800-522-4700. The SGP Final Four. The SGP guys are going to be hosting the Final Four watch party at the historic Ice House in Pasadena, California, Saturday, April 1st at 7:30 p.m. Get all the details at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Ice House. Then SGP Masters. You're looking to hang out with Sean and Ryan at Stadium Swim and watch the biggest golf tournament in the world. You can win a 3-night stay at Circle Las Vegas and hang out with the guys. Contest is completely free. If you enter at sportslinepodcast.com/golf party, and if you don't win the contest, you can still get a discount on a room using promo code SGP15.
Yeah, we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is heating up for March Madness. College Pick'em is a great way to get in on the action, especially if your bracket was busted like many people's on day one. Plus, Underdog Fantasy has your favorite college basketball player props. So head over to UnderdogFantasy.com and use promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit bonus of up to $100. Again, that's UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN.